Hey cake lovers, I hope you're all doing okay. So today I went to, is it Freya Cafe? It's, I would describe it as another one of these kind of Instagrammable, TikToky cafes. They got three branches. I went to the one in Knightsbridge. Now, I was a little bit dubious about going because I booked a table and um, when the booking came through, I clicked on the link that took me to the reviews. I'm very careful in terms of reading reviews before I go because I like to go with an open mind. But unfortunately, I saw a couple of reviews and they weren't very good, and it was to do with service, and you know how I feel about service. But anyway, it wasn't going to stop me going. And then also, someone that I follow, an influencer I follow, actually went to Freya Cafe on an invite, like PR invite, and they treated her so badly. And I'm like, is she's an influencer, right? I'm not an influencer. I'm just someone who goes out, pays my money, and gives people honest reviews. If you're giving an influencer an invite and you still treat them bad, I'm just like, what hope do you have for everyday paying customers like me? But anyway, obviously I still went. I went to the Knightsbridge one. Each of the cast had their own theme. The Knightsbridge one has a jungle theme, which it is quite nicely decorated in there. We'll give it that. The ambience was quite nice, even though it was a Saturday and in Knightsbridge, which is home of Harrods. It wasn't overly busy in there, which was quite nice. I got there probably about 12:30, so it wasn't too busy, especially considering at the moment it's like 35 degrees here, going through another heat wave in England, so it's sweltering. But yeah, it was fine. You're going to see me drinking because it's just so hot. So yeah, the decoration was nice, the ambience was nice. Now the service. So the service was fine, but I would say it felt a bit chaotic in there. What I mean by it, all the staff were about 16 or 17 years old, and I'm thinking, A, this is either their Saturday job, or B, it's a summer job. But they were all quite young, and obviously when you're young like that, you don't really use your initiative that much. So you just saw these people just kind of walking up and down, not really doing anything unless they were told by what looked like either sort of team leaders or whatever who were older, probably in their 20s. So it was a little bit chaotic, and I'm like, they're just kind of walking up and down, not really knowing what to do, and it kind of felt like they were in training for something. Which for a calf like Freya Cafe, which is this Instagrammable calf, and where it is, it just felt a little bit. I don't want to use the word amateur, but it kind of felt a little bit like that. I just felt there's nothing wrong with obviously young people working, it's great. But when like all your staff are like 16 and 17, all of them, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, you could see like the team is in that were kind of telling them what to do, clear that table, do that. Though, if you walk past and your job is clearing a table, you should just go and do it. You shouldn't have to get someone to tell you. But I don't know. I mean, these people could have been working there just for like 2, 3 days, so they're still learning. But yeah, I just felt it was just a little bit chaotic. So my server, what I should have said is my server was actually quite nice. And I actually managed to get something off the menu because I kind of misread the menu. I was going to have French toast with berries and syrup, but actually the berries and maple syrup came with the pancakes, and I didn't want pancakes. So she said to me, "Oh, do you like pistachio?" I said, "Yeah, I like pistachio." So they gave me pistachio, so French toast with pistachio and banana, and a little scoop of ice cream, which I didn't ask for, but it was complimentary, I guess. The French toast, I ate it because I was hungry, but it felt more like, where was the toast in the French toast? It wasn't very well toasted. I know French bread, it isn't well toasted. You have to kind of get that medium of having still the fluffiness of the bread plus some toastiness, but there wasn't much toastiness going on. But the pistachio sauce was really nice, made up for it. The pistachio ice cream was really nice. I also had, yes, a Spanish latte, but this one was iced Spanish latte because who's drinking hot drinks in 35-degree heat? Not me. which was nice. But again, it's this thing with obviously the condensed milk doesn't really blend well with the cold, with the coffee. So I was sipping it up, and again I had, the condensed milk was blocking the straw, so I took another straw and tried to mix it in. So it just doesn't mix very well. I don't know, because I had the same problem at Viola's. I don't know how you do that with the cold. There must be a way to do it so it mixes properly. And I also got, I was offered some cold water as well, like tap water, which was fine. So I had that. So generally it was okay. But the French toast could have been a bit toastier. One thing I forgot to mention, they had music in there, and I felt like I was in a TikTok shop. If you're not on TikTok, then it won't really bother you. But all the songs they were playing just reminded me of TikTok because of the trending sounds and stuff. So it felt a bit like that. Though weirdly, near the end, when I was starting to leave, they were starting to play like Michael Jackson's greatest hits. I don't know, it was just a bit strange. So the cost was. This is probably one of the out of all the kind of Instagram places I've been to. Like I've been to Elan, I've been to Chrome, Viola's. This is probably one of the more expensive ones. So it was £27. Do I think it was worth it? Not really. I don't know. I normally say at this point, well, it's central London, but for what I got, it's not £27 worthy. But it's not somewhere that I would eat regularly anyway. But generally, it was okay, and I'm glad that my service was fine. But then I don't know if it's because sometimes when you go by yourself, you can either get really good service because it's just you, or like terrible service. So maybe because I went by myself, I don't know. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. So that's my review of Feya Cafe. Feya Cafe. Can't say it right. Let me know in the comments if you've been, and also let me know when you have French toast, what flavours do you like on your French toast? What I will do, I will leave up here my review of Chrome, which is one of my more watched videos, though it was an older video. And here I had French toast, but also the service. I'll let you watch the video because it was a joke thing. Until next time, Cake lovers.